Hey guys! Hello everyone, welcome. Another episode, Potato Land. And thanks for joining in, checking it out, or if you have already been watching some of these, you know what's going on. This week, a little bit special of an episode because, why am I blushing? I'm blushing right now. Because, well, we just have a different lighting situation. Let me get rid of that. So I decided to do this during the daytime. We'll see what happens in post-production with the color correction. I'm trying to get this done somewhat and up there for you guys. We're recording same day. So this is arguably closer to live, which would be pretty fun, right? Speaking of it, maybe before I get into things, I hope everybody's doing well, and you could argue I'm doing well myself. I don't know. I mean, I'm alive. But getting closer to what is live broadcasting, and I realize I'm a little hesitant to talk about, let's say, answer simple questions, excuse me. You'll notice I don't have any drink in hand. We're about to be live. I only say that because I'm stuttering. Sorry for the awful joke up front, but because, let's see, where was I? So, answering a simple question, even coming from me, I mean, it should be simple. How did you, let's see, a subscriber still possibly had a question for me, but it also reflects earlier questions that have been asked, which is sort of, how did you grow up, or what was let's say, a big moment in your life that changed things. We've already talked about all this stuff and whatnot, and I'd love to be live about it. How do you say that? I'd love to be able to answer this question to anybody at all times and stuff, and so far you could say that I've been waiting for family to check in and sort of acknowledge my existence, because otherwise I'm off finding my own path, how do you say, fighting for my own individuality, right? So I've already written this down. In fact, I've rewritten it over and over a trillion times, edited it and whatnot, and I do plan on sharing it with the public and all that stuff, but essentially, not to beat around the bush for too long or anything, waste anybody's time. My parents were planning on raising the next two kids in Scientology, but you can't raise two more if the first one's run away. And so they were happy to see what happened if they gave me another family. Early age. We've talked about all this before, but different culture, different language, and so it sounds like I'm being vague here, but the reality is I just don't want to insert, how do you say this? I want to insert this into, let's say, public appearances, and I don't want to, let's say, ruin all the humor forever here, right? At the risk of telling you guys all the fun parts, right? So, as soon as, I suppose, mom and dad found out that it was going to be, how do you say, I was getting deep into the culture, they swooped me back up. And I suppose you could even argue that the gig was up, the game was over. Hi, family. Not that anybody's going to ever see this. But yeah, so there you go, answering a simple question. I would like to say that it's possible that I had accepted the challenge or something like that, or something. I I don't know, or maybe it's a 50-50. It's a no-win situation, but time to go back into the next challenge or something like that, right? So I don't know. I'm looking at my notes here because there was plenty of stuff to talk about, but I realize I can just go off the top of my dome, or we can, like I said last week, do this off the cuff. Like I may have said in previous weeks, honestly, if I remember now, but tried to make a friend this week. I don't know. I mean, this is what I mean by hope you guys are doing well. And I'm not sure that's going to happen. I would say, let's see, I hit him up yesterday by text. And also noticed I've been doing a lot of fidgeting around last episode. Let's see what we can do about that this week. 2 sober weeks in a row. Anyway, I've texted him a couple texts, just sort of in the area. Maybe we hang out this weekend, sort of thing. A tiny bit of humor. By that I mean one word. Might as well tell you. I don't even know what the word means, but I said cabron. Cabron. Tried to spell it out for you there. And no reply. Which is somewhat refreshing. You know, I mean, I would hate to, if I'm honest, I have a little too much time, I spend a little too much time fending off people as well. So it's nice to just, I don't know, and here I am putting this out there publicly, right? I would hate to affect the flow of my life by addressing things publicly before they naturally occur. But there you go. It's a constant effort to try and make friends. Bit of a shortcut to acquiring female attention, if you will. And by shortcut, I mean just that. Short. Cut. We can go the long way. So anyway, what else is going on? We addressed a little bit of a sports issue last week. I said it wasn't important to talk about it and stuff, but the reality is I'm a big fan of the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but just that even the worst player in the NBA, in my opinion, is the hardest worker. Oh boy, this is an awful segue. I don't even know what I'm doing here. But just that I have come around to liking the person that I liked the least. But also, I might as well mention that Kawhi Leonard is cool. Okay, so Russell Westbrook is he's a pretty diehard, go out there, get what you can. Hopefully that equals a victory. I mean, you see what I mean? Hard to warm up to. And all I wanted to say is that he could possibly be my favorite player because he's challenging the refs to. He's the most pure concentrate of challenging the refs to blow the whistle in his favor because he's working the hardest, and that's what refs tend to reward. The referees, mind you. So good for him, learning not to hate on so many people. Everybody I mention is obviously in my life, or they bounce around in my head, if we're talking about public figures, that is. So props to all of them. Great to see one of my favorite podcasts is back. I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. The Fighter and the Kid. Love that. Just wanted to put that out there again because it's a great combination, great podcast, and boy, I wonder if there's any other podcasts out there that are surviving things like podcasts with like Matt Serra and Jim Norton. I don't know. UFC Unfiltered, I believe. I don't know. You know, the mix with the comedian and the fighter, right? I haven't checked in on it, and I'm not trying to poop on anybody. Hopefully that podcast is still going. But I know the great Jim Norton is also doing many other things, including moving into other areas, right? Good for him, good for him. Also a comedy fan as well, if you can't tell already. We're looking at the time. I'm going to keep this one short because last week was short and sweet somewhat, and I am trying to penalize myself for making fun of my audience, even in the slightest, or maybe but we're not over it until I'm over it, because I don't get any feedback from my couple 3 subscribers out there, right? So last week I talked about things that are in the news, picking up my notes here, and the only thing I would have possibly missed is all this talk about the UFOs. I'm not interested. I don't know. I mean, I seem to be as interested as everybody else. It'd be fun at this point to have a full-blown UFO attack. There's a little bit of... We're dealing with an alien invasion right now with this virus, right? So maybe that's that. And then maybe even humanity is a little bit suicidal. I'm just not interested until they're attacking us, sort of a thing. I don't know. I didn't really have any commentary. I just wrote UFOs down because I said I was going to regret any news stories that I might have forgotten last week. And I don't know. I suppose you could say there is something to say about it. A little bit fascinating what's going on in the collective mind, I suppose. And then lastly, I'm trying not to look at my notes here. Joke of the week. Yay. Keeping at least a segment alive. It's my plan to bring a little more, not just energy, but entertainment to the program. The vlog, the program. And so I wanted to make a strong case for keeping Joke of the Week. I thought of one this week. Let's keep it short and light. Why don't we? They're saying Imagine Dragons is the new Nickelback. I wrote this down somewhere. Something to the order of... Yeah. I don't understand why nobody likes music for the whole family to hate. I'll butcher it because I have nobody in front of me. There's no real incentive to memorize it, throw it back at you. So, I don't know. I mean, hope everybody's week is going as well or better. We'll see come turn of the weekend whether I have any success in my life in terms of making new connections. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all are all probably a little more popular than I am. So props to you. And, wow, this would be a short one if it ended at 14. But I'm interested in getting this up there because I'm probably going to be fidgeting around with the color correction / lighting scenario. So, and maybe we'll move this into maybe we'll move it into a daytime show because the lighting is so great. That's all I mean to say there. So, about as short as last week's, no longer. I'd hate to go 1 second longer. So, how about a quick out and skedaddle, and then toodles, and I'll see you next go round. Yeah? Okay. Thanks for checking in. I love you guys probably a little bit more than you love me at this point, including friends or family who might see this, old friends. That's how it goes. But until next time, thanks for, I just wanted to say the brand name again to show you how proud I am. This is my land, Potato Land. Thanks for stopping by. It does feel like I'm out there on an island. That's a familiar old feeling, huh? All right. Toodles again, and stay ugly as I'm doing over here on this end. Peace.